Smart 24, driving business.
And welcome to Smart Means Business. I'm Andrew Barigi and very delighted for you to join us for this very fresh week. Like I told you last time that we shall be, of course, meeting up again on the Monday. Hope you had a very wonderful weekend. Hope it's been really something worthy to, go back home, think through, strategize, and come back for the fresh week when you making the future decisions in that line. And of course, back with a very amazing business discussions here on the show, Smart Means Perspective, and of course, zeroing down to the regional level in that regard. And of course, from the stories, we are going to be really taking a look into Egypt's economic struggles, of course, amid its regional turmoil. And of course, we shall be getting to explore the numbers and the statistics driving these particular stories. And of course, additionally, it will fall with the discussions on the implications of government agency consolidation. That is on employees and the broad economy. That is all in relation to that. But of course, before I proceed into any other related discussions, let's ask for now, at this point, a switch. Well, as we kick start off, I have the New Vision and the Daily Monitor. And of course, the SGR are still making headlines here as headache after the party. Of course, according to the numbers, the project cost last week, Yapi Makezi inside Laba Kampala standard gauge railway line. And of course, part of the rising costs here, the first 2.2 billion, of course, cost was revised by the trillion. And of course, a lot has been said as 10 trillion. That is Ugandan shilling standard gauge railway deal signed last week. That is between government, Turkish firm, of course, has got technocrats scratching their heads here. And of course, arts teachers to wait longer for salary rise, something here. And of course, in the health living, they tell you the importance of 13,000 jobs for the 2026 elections. Yes, so there are lots of details. The president, or the monitor rather, and get to find out the details that entailed in that. And of course, in other stories, Koboko Health Facility that serves 3 countries. A lot has been. Somebody here says this is Senyoni, divert Luboa cash to private hospitals, says Joel Senyoni in that line. He says to divert Luboa cash to private hospitals, that in that regard. And of course, polls as 13,000 electoral commission jobs up for the grabs. Now, the general election is expected to run between January 12th and February 9th. That is 2026, with more than 13,000 officers expected, that is to oversee the exercise across the country. So there are jobs for the people, the young people that are going to be vacant. And of course, they also tell us why arts teachers' salaries have to wait longer. Why arts teachers have to wait longer for a salary rise. President Museveni definitely says his government is implementing strategic priorities that is amid the scarce resources, and urges teachers to actually be patient. That is the arts teachers. You should be patient for the salary rise. That's according to the president. And of course, in the national news, Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo agree to revamp the construction of the Congo roads, according to what I'm seeing here. So the 2 countries have actually agreed to increase political willingness in the construction of the roads, especially Mpondwe, talking about Kasindi Beni Highway. So all that is part of the discussions. As you grab yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor, you'll be able to find out what really this entails. Now, the IGG rallies taxpayers against corrupt civil servants. Yes, grab, find out further details. Details have been laid out here. and security alert as Banyala Mengo loyalists clash over building. A lot has been written in that line. It's quite very important. And of course, in regards to Kenya, on talking on President Ruto over ills in government, of course, a lot is being relayed here, and he says that that his ouster came after the assassination attempt. So something to also look into there, as seeing what is coming out from that line. Now, of course, in the perspective side, of course, we take a look at in cutting trees. Kampala City Council Authority has denied birds warm nests. This is according to what experts say. Now, Uganda boasts of more than 1,070 species of birds, and whereby nearly 50% of all African species and close to 10% of the global species. And now Kampala City has the biggest breeding population, that is for the marabous in the world, the marabous. So a lot has been said here. It's important to find out what really is just a year to project end. Now, the Ministry of Finance in this regard says that the overall project performance is poor against the target of all, with all planned outputs behind schedule, and of course several outputs yet to start. Now spending more on data than calls, according to what has been discovered. 11% money spent on data increased by each of about 8,234 from 7,327 Ugandan shillings. That is equivalent to about 4 gigabytes. All right, so something to also find interest to find out that trend. And of community trade drops. So trade dropping, what are the causes of this drop? Get to find out as you grab yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor. And of course, when I get onto the letter of the day, taking a look at the census blunders, a wake-up call for accountability in Uganda. You know, wake-up call for accountability. And you know, what really amazed me is that we know that this census was a bit unique of its own, in line with how it was conducted, with the usage of technology, tech devices. So could we say that despite the high technology required for execution, if we don't have people that can effectively execute, oh, there are some challenges that were involved on the way. You know, there are lots of questions here. Now, of course, from the Panorama side, Panorama, of course, we see queries over the 10 trillion shillings SGR cost finance plan. There is a lot which has been, of course, relayed here as last Monday, a significant milestone as Ministry of Works and Works officials signed a $3 billion agreement engineering procurement and project. And of course, from the Explore Uganda app finally here. Yes, Explore Uganda app finally here. A lot, of course, it's going to be quite very impactful, most especially when it comes to the tourism. According to what I'm seeing, it's going to be quite very vocal there. And that review the new vision and take a look. Now, teachers to get 20 billion for SACCOs, and Karamoja produces the best teacher for 2024. And in other news, Minister luggage regulations at Entebbe Airport. And we see regarding the Katanga issue, sister visited Chigo prison and talked to the suspect. Yes, that is what is all in line with that case. And of course, proceeding along, teachers making a difference here, as Karamoja head teacher definitely comes out and tops the list, as the First Lady's office is to sponsor 6 additional winners in this regard. And President Museveni fulfills a 20 billion Ugandan shillings pledge to 350,000 teachers. That is something to also check into. Now, teachers from the public and private schools in Uganda will receive money from a 20 billion Ugandan shillings pledge by the government. Now, the funds will be shared among three teachers' unions. This is according to the reports here. The funds are going to be divided amongst the best teachers in that line, and congratulations to the teachers that were able to actually come out with those prizes. Now, in other news, Minister Muruli, Road Fund boss Naimanye clash over over merger. There is a lot to find out here, and of course, in also further issues, there is something here, a big question regarding new Nile agreement, which is coming into force. Now, the question is, what is next? Colonial agreements gave veto powers over the Nile to Egypt, according to what the experts say. Grab yourself a copy to also look into that really much further. And of course, we take a look at the rampant forceful evictions, which have led to the untold suffering. This comes as a result when the RDC is told to reject court orders evicting bona fide Vibanja owners. Of course, accusations of interference were some of the challenges cited in the judiciary annual report in that for health projects. That is something to also review from that other line. And now from the PPDA has been petitioned over Mbarara City roads. Yes, find out what has been really entailed in that. And from the court side here, Chinese investor petitions State House over eviction. Of course, the companies say property, and the state makes final submission in the MTN case. All right, that is also to look into. And finally, as we review, we are just out of time. Let's briefly take a look at what's making headlines in today's East Africa, and of course, making of a political duo. Now, the Kenyan Deputy President's rise and fall has been spectacular, and now his irresistible exit promises a loud, ugly, and messy drama at the courts, where he is trying to stop his replacement. Of course, there are lots of details that are engaged in that. And also, Tanzania opposition here says polls process is skewed. This is according to the Tanzanian opposition. And Rwanda accuses Tanzania of blocking its milk exports, as traders say that milk exported to Tanzania attracts numerous charges. Yes, that is what is entailed in that. Exactly 30 minutes past 7, and that brings me to the end of the press review. Allow me to go for a short break, and of course, returning is Caribbean East Africa and the latest from the international space. Stick around.
Smart 24, driving business.
Oli mukyala munna bizinesi era oyagala bizinesi yekulaakulane, gavumenti ya Uganda ekuleetedde